إن الحمد لله نحمده تعالى ونشكره ونستعين به ونسترشده ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، أرسل رسوله بالهدى ودين الحق ليظهره على الدين كله ولو كره المشركون. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا ونبينا وحبيبنا وقائدنا ومرشدنا وحجتنا وشفيعنا محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين وصحبه أجمعين ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد، فإن أصدق الحديث كلام الله، وخير الهدي هدي محمد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم، وشر الأمور محدثاتها، وكل محدثة بدعة، وكل بدعة ضلالة. عباد الله، أوصيكم ونفسي بتقوى الله وطاعته، وأحثكم على التمسك بهدي قرآنه وسنة نبيه. فقد قال الله جل من قائل: أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم، بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء، واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام، إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم، ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. صدق الله العظيم. إخوتي أخواتي في الله، منصة الانطلاق لهذه الخطبة أداة هي من أخوات إن، كما نقول في اللغة العربية، وهي أداة لعل. Today's launching pad for the khutbah is a small article that we may pass by and do not stop because it's a small article. Yet it is extremely significant, and I want to use it in order for us to go to the rest of the khutbah in as quickly of an analysis as possible. This is la'alla, which means in English, perhaps. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and don't worry, I'm not going to repeat what you've heard 100 times before, which is to explain the ayah that says, "O people of faith, fasting has been prescribed for you as it has been prescribed for peoples before you. Perhaps you may attain righteousness." I just want to use the word perhaps. Perhaps means there's no guarantee. Perhaps means that if you follow the guidance that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions in these ayat and in the rest of the Quran that He calls huda, guidance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and at the end He says, if you follow my guidance, you deserve to get excited. Imagine when you hear something from a speaker or somebody and you hear somebody say takbir and everybody screams with excitement, Allahu Akbar. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us at or in the middle of the ayat that talk about Ramadan by mentioning Ramadan, وَلِتُكَبِّرُوا اللَّهَ عَلَى مَا هَدَاكُمْ وَلَعَلَّكُمْ again وَلَعَلَّكُمْ تَشْكُرُونَ. Perhaps you may find that this guidance has taken you to where you want to go. So you are justified in declaring takbir, as we say at the end of the month of Ramadan. There's nothing more frustrating, sisters and brothers, nothing more frustrating than to set on a journey and then go and say, I know the way. I don't really need to use GPS. I don't need to use any maps. I know my way. And then after many hundreds of kilometers, you discover that you ended in the wrong spot. This is not the city I was planning to go to. This is the wrong way. But in order for you to correct the way, there is a big price to pay. You may have to go back. And we don't know who, if she or he misses the target, will be allowed to go back. For some among us, we may not have the chance to go back. That's it. So we don't want to miss the target. We know that there are 10 days left of Ramadan, the gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the worst possibility we want to entertain is that we are taking the wrong path, the wrong guidance, the wrong GPS. Or you may have put by mistake the wrong address on the GPS to start with. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us, شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس. So you want the GPS in Ramadan? It's the Quran. It is the Quran. Yet there are people who turn away from the Quran, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala twice, in 2 surahs, that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to recite every Jumu'ah. One of them is Surah Al-Sajdah. He used to recite after the Fatiha in the first rak'ah of Fajr of every Friday. And Surah Al-Kahf that he told us not to miss on a Jumu'ah. So what's in these 2 surahs? There is one ayah that is in both these surahs that differ in an article again. In Surah Al-Kahf, وَمَنْ أَظْلَمُ مِمَّنْ ذُكِّرَ بِآيَاتِ رَبِّهِ فَأَعْرَضَ عَنْهَا. In Surah Al-Sajdah, وَمَنْ أَظْلَمُ مِمَّنْ ذُكِّرَ بِآيَاتِ رَبِّهِ ثُمَّ أَعْرَضَ عَنْهَا. Who is worse in wronging himself or herself than him or her who is reminded of the guidance of the ayat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and turned a blind eye or a deaf ear, did not pay attention. And this is the season, this is the month where we have to reconcile ourselves with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, where we have to check. Why do you think the province puts those signs every now and then, says Toronto 150 kilometers, Toronto 80 kilometers, Toronto 30 kilometers? Why? Why do you think they put that? They put it just in case you are going on the wrong path. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Ramadan is advising us, just in case we have been going on the wrong path, thinking that we are going on the path of Ramadan. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us there's no guarantee. There's no guarantee. Not every person who thinks or, entertains fasting is going to benefit and get the result of taqwa. لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ and وَلَعَلَّكُمْ تَشْكُرُونَ. Brothers and sisters, this is very, very serious. On Arabic social media, a few days ago, we used to read Ahlan Ramadan, and now we are reading Mahlan Ramadan. Few days only, and perhaps we should really consider this, that it is the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that every year of the life that He gives us as a gift. Every year, He gives us a month to focus on how short life is. Because if you want to understand something, you take a sample of that something and you look at it in focus to know more about that something. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us Ramadan. And He made us feel that Ramadan is indeed very short. And especially older people feel how short it is. Wallahi, it was yesterday that we were getting ready for Ramadan. Now, we just heard from Dr. Hassan telling us that it is the last 10 days and there's qiyam and we have to do what Rasulullah used to do. Used to concentrate and increase and look what is it that we missed. Now consider this example. Consider this example. Now, every household has a water meter in it. And you look at the water meter and you find that it is running. You understand that there must be a source of water running. A tap open, or somebody taking a shower, or the laundry is being done, something. So you say, no, I want to stop this water. So you go and tightly shut every tap. You stop laundry, you stop the shower, you stop everything. Then you go to the water meter and you look at it, it is still moving. You go back again and you try to stop everything. You go, it is still moving. What's the conclusion? The conclusion, something must be leaking. Something must be leaking. So you get an expert to help you to stop the leakage that may be hidden inside a wall, that may be hidden somewhere. Brothers and sisters, ask yourself, between the 30th of Sha'ban and the 19th of Ramadan, do you feel that everything is tight shut in spirituality, that you are growing, that, or is it that you come to Taraweeh, you wake up for Fajr, or are you missing Fajr? Are you giving enough sadaqat? Are you holding this tongue away from it used to get you in trouble with? Are you doing the things that you're supposed to do? If not, then there's leakage. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us about this leakage when He said in the key to the Quran, after أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والله عصر والله عصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر. You know what's in that إنسان لفي خسر? It means humans are leaking in spirituality. They accumulate, but they find that they are losing. What's losing? Leaking. Except, how do we maintain and stop this leakage? إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. These are the maintenance points of a schedule. Faith, doing good deeds, enjoining the truth, and abiding by perseverance and patience. We need to stop the leakage. We need to look at the maintenance from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Hudallah. Brothers and sisters, look at this. You work at an office and then your boss comes and tells you your duties include this and this and this and this, and there's a priority and you have to follow this schedule and this is your job. Subhanallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us, I want you to do this and this and this and engage in this. Are you going to set a different set of priorities and say, no, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do this? And you forget what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us, pay attention to the huda, to the guidance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is the month of Ramadan, where all the huda becomes evident. We don't want to turn a blind eye or a deaf ear. These are the ayat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Life is running so quickly. And before we see Ramadan, which is the sample of our life, run by us, and then we discover, where are we on the 1st of Shawwal? Where are we? Did we get to where we wanted to get? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us, لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. I missed it. Maybe I'll try next year. I'll go back now. For 11 months, I will go back to point where I started in London, Ontario. You don't know if you're allowed to go back to London, Ontario. You don't know. Nobody knows. Therefore, we need to understand that this life we are living, this life that is taking us away from the true purpose, from the true destination. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala warned us about this. And by the way, now when I'm going to quote two big, large sets of ayat, you may think, but this is not about Ramadan. Let me mention it from this minbar. We make a big mistake, and we've been making this mistake all the time. We think that the obligation of fasting in Ramadan is encapsulated in 5 ayat in Surah Al-Baqarah, and that's it. That's the worst mistake we make. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about akhlaqiyat Ramadan, about Ramadan in many ayat in the Quran without mentioning the word Ramadan. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't need to mention the name, the word Ramadan, for us to understand that this is about Ramadan. This is about the mannerism, about the morality of Ramadan. Now let me quote this, or these ayat from Surah Al-Hadid, whereby Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us, know your target, know where you're getting. اعلموا أنما الحياة الدنيا لعب ولهو وزينة وتفاخر بينكم وتكاثر في الأموال والأولاد كمثل غيث أعجب الكفار نباته ثم يهيج فتراه مصفرا ثم يكون حطاما وفي الآخرة عذاب شديد ومغفرة من الله ورضوان وما الحياة الدنيا إلا متاع الغرور. إلا متاع الغرور. This is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us. سابقوا, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us, and I will translate, إلى مغفرة من ربكم وجنة عرضها كعرض السماء والأرض أعدت للذين آمنوا بالله ورسله ذلك فضل الله يؤتيه من يشاء والله ذو الفضل العظيم. صدق الله العظيم. Let me, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is putting things in perspective for us. Yet, we are just getting so excited about trivial things, about things that don't really matter. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us, you should know that the life you are living is a combination of play, having fun, and, decorations and entertainment, and competition among each other in who is better, who is more in a status in this life, and looking after building your fortunes and looking after your children in a material sense. The saying, as those who reject faith look at rain. This is like, look, rain coming down on dry earth makes it green, it grows plants, then the plants dry up, and then they are turned back again into dust, nothing. This is life. Life is a kind of arrogance that people find enjoyable. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us, instead, you should compete to get forgiveness from your Lord and to get yourself into a Jannah whose dimensions are the heavens and the earth, being prepared for those of taqwa, for those who believe in Allah and His messengers. But those who really pay heed to this are those who get the favor of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and they are the ones of great fortune. The same thing is found in Surah Al-Imran. وَسَارِعُوا إِلَى مَغْفِرَةٍ مِّن رَبِّكُمْ. Notice, سَارِعُوا means hurry up. In Surah Al-Hadid, it said, سَابِقُوا. Run, compete, don't stop. Does this tell us something about Ramadan? Ramadan that really moved so fast. In no time, we will be gathering here for Eid. And then we will find out, are we going to live in the shadow of Ramadan? Or is it life as usual? Are we Ramadaniyin or Rabbaniyin? What are we? Are we living with Allah for the rest of the year or only during the month of Ramadan? That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, hurry up, سَارِعُوا, سَابِقُوا, don't waste time. Don't waste time. And I'm not going to repeat what's in Surah Al-Imran because it's the same as what's in Surah Al-Hadid. The same thing. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us, pay attention to this. Don't waste time. Let me talk about this and then I'll stop for the first khutbah. You know, look at this example at the end of the first khutbah. Allah is telling us that this dunya is la'ibun wa lahwun wa zina. Consider this example. I know, my son is sitting right here and he can relate to this like you can relate with your children to this. When he was little, he wanted his Legos and he wanted his toy cars and if we dared to take one of the cars to put it in a different place that he wanted to have it in, he would be crying his heart out. Because his life at that age were those cars and the pieces of Lego that he would put together and he would sit for hours. Then he became a little bit older. Now he looks at those cars and goes, no, this is silly. Now he is turning into, or not now, but he turned into something more advanced. He had those games that are in the hand, and now those games are no, this is silly. And now he's going into something more sophisticated. And he looks at everything like we do. Look now, whether you are 40, 50, 60, 70. Imagine if you see a 60-year-old man playing with a car, or for women playing with Barbies. You would say something is wrong with them. And life, when we will go on the other side and we are in our rawda, inshallah, min Riyadh al-Jannah, in our qabr, in our grave, and we will look back at this dunya, we will say, and we will know that there are people who are running to build their fortunes and their wealth and their this, and they're fighting with each other because of that. We say, how misinformed. How misinformed. You look at it and say, why are they doing that? The same as you say, why are they playing with those toys? This is exactly the example of al-hayat al-dunya and al-akhirah. Think about it. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله العظيم لي ولكم. فيا فوز المستغفرين make دعاء for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He will accept our dua. Ameen ya Rabbal Alamin. الحمد لله وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. My sisters and brothers, towards the end of the second ayah that talks about fasting, it says, وَلِتُكْمِلُوا الْعِدَّةَ وَلِتُكَبِّرُوا اللَّهَ عَلَى مَا هَدَاكُمْ وَلَعَلَّكُمْ تَشْكُرُونَ. Let's take these two words, وَلِتُكْمِلُوا الْعِدَّةَ. Look at any translation of the meanings of the Quran. Anyone. It says, so that you may complete the assigned number of days of fasting. When you go to the Mufassirin that really examined and went deep into the meaning of وَلِتُكْمِلُوا الْعِدَّةِ, you will understand that it doesn't mean that you will finish the assigned numbers of days, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala anyway at the beginning said شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان فمن شهد منكم الشهر فليصوم. Allah said the one who is going to, observe or see Ramadan come upon him or her, let him or her finish its fasting. So if the meaning of وَلِتُكْمِلُوا الْعِدَّةِ, finish the assigned number of days, you will say this is redundancy. It's redundant. It's repeating itself. But please note the following. This is what our teachers, our ulama taught us. That the word or the verb وَلِتُكْمِلُوا is derived from kamal. And kamal means to do something to perfection. So when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is reminding us وَلِتُكْمِلُوا الْعِدَّةِ, He is telling us, don't let your energy go down as Ramadan progresses. It says, make sure that you will do every single day of Ramadan to perfection. وَلِتُكْمِلُوا Kamal. Do it to perfection. Don't just say, I just finish it. And then once you do that, you deserve to say takbir. You deserve to say Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. La ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar, walillahi alhamd, walillahi alhamd. After you really do what you're supposed to do. Brothers and sisters, the final example, promise. Consider a farmer who really has a big piece of land that he is looking after. And he has to prepare the earth, he has to really sterilize it from all the weeds, he has to put the weed and feed, he has to put the seeds, he has to water them, and then expect that when the time comes to cultivate, he will get a big yield of produce. Imagine if that farmer during the critical period of looking after the seeds and watering them got busy with something. It may be that even if he tries later before he will start to collect the produce, it will be too late. It will be too late. Ramadan is the season of watering, weed and feed, plucking the weeds, doing everything, hoping that when we will be carried to our qabr, we'll be able to get a good yield. Hoping that we will get a good yield. So brothers and sisters, don't get tired. If you want to eat, you need to spend time cooking. You need to spend time shopping. You need to spend time washing the fruits and the vegetables before you will enjoy your food. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آله محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم وبارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم اغفر لنا ذنوبنا وخطايانا وإسرافنا في أمرنا وكفر عنا سيئاتنا. اللهم أرنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وأرنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه. اللهم علمنا من ديننا ما جهلنا. اللهم علمنا من ديننا ما جهلنا وذكرنا منه ما نسينا وكن معنا ولا تكن علينا. عباد الله، إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. اذكروا الله العظيم يذكركم وادعوه يستجب لكم ولذكر الله أكبر والله يعلم ما تصنعون. وأقم الصلاة.
الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدا